Hey everybody, welcome back to Wick Carnivore. It's been a couple days. I was out of town for a few days, down in the Myrtle Beach area, and yeah, I didn't get a chance to do a whole lot of recording or anything during that time period. I did have a couple of shorts come out here in the last couple of days, but really, just unfortunately, haven't been able to do a video here since like I think Thursday was the last long form video that went out, which I had recorded on Wednesday, I believe. Today's the first day back to recording videos, I guess. Here, I actually recorded this last night and coming out here at 10 a.m. on Sunday. So let's talk a little bit about the mini vacation. So first of all, I was down there because my daughter had orientation for college. She's going to Coastal Carolina University, and I live up in Virginia, so this is about a 6-hour drive for us to go down there. But we've been down in the area before. Coastal Carolina is real close to Myrtle Beach, so we stayed at a hotel in Myrtle Beach and did the orientation there for a couple days at Coastal Carolina, and then came back up late Friday night. Got home like early Saturday morning time period, late Friday night, Saturday morning. And then, Saturday I spent a good portion of the day doing things around the house. Grass needed to be cut. It had been a couple weeks and stuff and different things like that. So yard work and stuff. And so now here, like I said, Saturday evening is when I recorded this and finally getting the chance to sit down, kind of look at the YouTube channel a little bit better, which I've kind of neglected in the last couple of days, and start to work on content and getting videos out again. So the trip, how did that go? Well, in terms of eating, overall, it was okay. I didn't plan as well as I probably should have. And staying in a hotel makes things a lot more difficult. So I have a vacation coming up in a couple weeks, going to the Smoky Mountains, going to be in a cabin, and I'm going to have access to a grill. I might bring an air fryer with me. There's going to be a stove, an oven, all those kinds of things. So it's going to be a lot easier to cook food there and eat a carnivore diet. We'll probably still go out to eat every once in a while. We're going to have a lot of family with us. So there'll probably be some meals out to eat, but I'm going to try and do most of my eating with one big meal. And then maybe I'll do a little bit of small eating at a dinner or something with the family. That should work out much better. And I do have at least a little bit from the mistakes I had in the last couple of days that I can learn from to help me in that trip as well. Again, that's about 2 weeks out from here. But this trip, I didn't have access really to cook anything. So, I was in a hotel. There was no kitchen like in the hotel type deal or anything. So it was mostly just eating out. And I did have a couple good meals and then some meals that didn't really fill me up because it's hard to go out to eat at places and fill yourself up unless you're spending a lot of money when you're eating carnivore, right? Because they don't just give you meat; they want to fill you up on carbs that don't really cost a lot of money and so forth, and then you eat less meat, which costs them more money. So, first big meal went pretty well. We went to a all you can eat buffet, and they had prime rib and they had crab legs, Alaskan snow crab legs. They had other stuff, but that's what I concentrated on. I loaded up on prime rib and crab legs, and I probably ate more than I should have. I ate past feeling full, um, so that was probably a little bit of a mistake, but overall, that was a pretty good meal. So that was Wednesday evening. And then Thursday, we were in orientation session all day. In the morning, we had to get there by like 7 a.m. And in the morning, they had breakfast. They had like muffins, cookies, pastries, stuff like that, right? And I don't really eat in the morning anyway, so it didn't affect me. It didn't bother me. I got a bottle of water, drank some water, and that was all I did. Then lunchtime was around 1 o'clock. And typically, that's probably around the time that I would normally eat my one meal a day. OMAD meal would be, around that 1 o'clock time period or so. So I was hungry. And we had, so they had sandwiches with like maybe like a slice of ham on it, and it was mostly bread and like lettuce and stuff like that, tomato. So I stayed away from that. Then they had what was considered the home section. Why that was considered home, I don't know. But they did have sausage there and like, potatoes, that kind of thing. So I took some sausage. I didn't have a lot. I had like three pieces that were maybe about that long, so they weren't very big. So yeah, I had some sausage. It was called Polish kielbasa sausage. Not really what I call kielbasa as being a Polish person myself, but I get it. It's what they call it usually in stores. So I had that, and then just a little bit of water. And we were supposed to be done around 5 p.m. and it was about 6 p.m. before we got done. So we decided we were going to go to this one steakhouse because that would be a good place for me to eat. Um, but it was, this is a tourist area, and it was like around 6 o'clock. So it was a little bit. It was probably closer to 7:30 or so before we actually were able to sit down and eat. And I got a steak, which didn't completely fill me up. It was like a 12-ounce ribeye. It was really good, though. It was very good. Um, and yeah, I just, between that and the sausage, if I would have ate them at the same time, maybe that would have been enough to fill me up. But since they were separated at different times of the day, it wasn't really enough to get me to that full feeling, right? Um, so we went back to the room. I think we went down to the beach for a little bit, and then we went to the room, and I don't know, it was like around 10:30 or so. I was like, I'm still kind of hungry. Um, and there was a pizza and wing place at the hotel. So we went to check that out, and I got 10 chicken wings. Not sure why they're called pizza and wings, that particular restaurant, because they were some of the most generic, not very tasteful wings I've ever had. Um, so that was interesting. I'm sure their pizza is probably good, but I don't eat that because of all the carb and everything, so I didn't have any of that. But I did get some wings. It kind of worked, I guess, because it was chicken. Very bland though. So it was interesting. But so that's what I ate on Thursday. So then that took me to Friday, and on Friday, we spent some time. I think. Boy, I'm trying to remember. We actually kind of slept in a little bit because we had been getting up pretty early the previous couple of days, and I think we did some shopping, and then my daughter was finishing orientation, so we kind of picked her up and got to go check out the room that she's going to be in when she moves in August and that kind of stuff. Um, so we spent time doing that, and then we decided that we would go get something to eat. So we went to a seafood restaurant, and um, it was actually, they had seafood and steak and burgers and stuff like that. And I ended up deciding to get the burger without any condiments on it. It just cheese and bacon. And then I took the bun off. So I just ate that. And again, it wasn't very filling. Because it was probably like a quarter pound of ground beef or so. Um, so it wasn't really that filling, and um, that's what I had to eat. I there I thought about getting steak from there, but like the steak that probably was the cheapest was like I think it was around $40, and it was like a 14-ounce steak. And I'm like, it was a sirloin. And I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna do the burger. The burger was like $20. Um, didn't want to do two burgers. They didn't have like an option to like just add on a burger or something, or a patty or whatever. So it's gonna be like $40 to do two burgers. I'm like, yeah, I just deal with it. And unfortunately, that's what you find sometimes when you're in a tourist area and you go out to eat with the family. You just might not find a lot of good options. So that's kind of what I dealt with there. And then we drove home, and um, I was hungry. So it was kind of late. And, you know, I, Sheets is a place, if you've ever heard of Sheets, that I can stop and I can get some stuff. It's maybe not the best in the world, but you can do like a breakfast bowl, get egg, maybe sausage or something like that in there. If you want to get a little cheese, you could do that. And it's pretty decent meal, right? So that's what I was thinking. But we couldn't find any Sheets, but we found Wawa restaurant or Wawa gas stations. So they're kind of similar. So I was like, okay. So we stopped at this Wawa. The first place actually that we got off, it was like the first real nice gas station in a while. And it was just completely packed. So I was like, forget it. We're going to go to the next exit. Next exit had another Wawa. So we went there. Um, so I go into their menu and I go to breakfast and then I go to bowls. And when you go to bowls, they don't actually have any bowls. The option was pancakes. I was like, what? So, okay. So then I'm like, okay, oh, they got an option that says burritos and quesadillas. Maybe I can get the burrito in a bowl. So I click on that, and there's not even any burrito options. They were all just quesadillas. So I ended up not finding anything there. And I think I got myself one of those giant Slim Jims, which I know isn't the best because it does have some sugar, but at least it was something. And it gave me at least something to have some energy driving home the rest of the way. And then today when I woke up, I waited a couple hours before I ate, and then I made myself up a couple of beef burger patties and some shrimp, and that's what I ate today. And I feel much better today. But I'm home and getting back into things. So yeah, I kind of had an interesting time on this mini vacation. Um, I think if I'm going to be in a hotel in the future, I need to make sure that I have some things with me that I can eat. If I can make some homemade beef jerky and bring it with me, that's probably a good thing because if I go somewhere to a restaurant and there's just a small amount to eat, like a burger or something without the bun, or a 12-ounce steak, which is probably not enough to fill me up for the day, then maybe I just add some beef jerky that I bring with me or something, and that'll work. Or maybe some hard boiled eggs. If I bring some hard boiled eggs, maybe with me, that kind of thing. Because they do have like fridges in the hotel room, right? They have like a mini fridge. They just don't have any good ways to cook things up or whatever. So maybe that's what I need to do in the future. And I think knowing that in a couple of weeks here, I'm going to be going to a cabin for a week. Those are some things I'm going to want to make sure that I have too. Is maybe some jerky, homemade jerky that I can make, some hard boiled eggs. Definitely going to make sure that I have some burgers that I can cook up when we're there, eggs, that kind of stuff. Probably some steaks, that kind of thing. Because I'm definitely going to want to try and eat most of my meals with food that I'm cooking that I know is good for me, is good. And then when I do go out to eat with the family, if I've already ate and I don't need to eat, that's great. Or if I'm going to have just something, maybe I'll just have the burger, the meat part from a burger or something, or have a small steak without the sides, whatever. And I should do much better there. So that's kind of how things have gone for me the last few days. Um, Again, I wish it would have been a little bit better. I should have been probably better prepared, especially with going to a hotel. So I guess I learned my lesson a little bit here. So go ahead and like this video, share it on social media. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to this video. I put out new videos mostly every day at 10 a.m. The last couple of days, I did have shorts going out at 10 a.m., but I didn't have a regular video going out at 10 a.m. just because of being out of town. But most of the time, I do have a new video come out every day at 10 a.m.